Time to get this Ryu going though, bruh. Take one last look at my man, Dawson. He was tight. He was a good character. Uh, where's it at? The last day of Dawson, man. Or the last time looking at him for a while. I'm excited to play Dawson now with a different character. That's just gonna be fun. How do I? Oh, here's stats. So with Dawson, 49% is definitely the most. I played him more than anybody in phase 5, so that's pretty cool. Overall, I played him the second most. I played more matches with him than any other person other than Luke. That's crazy. I didn't realize I played that many matches with him. 49% win percentage, which is honestly a lot higher than what I was anticipating. But that's overall. Let's see what rank look like. Up 49% win percentage, which is one of my higher ones. Jury was 50 on the dot. DJ was right over 50. E Honda was 51. E Honda is actually, you know, a fun character. I know some people call him like a scrub killer and shit like that. So I could understand maybe me getting the over 50%, but still a fun character. So that's that. What else we got? 1600. You see it. And this, look at my growth though. You know what I'm saying? This is phase 1. Is there a phase 0? Nah. So in phase 2, I was getting characters to master, but look at the MR. You know what I'm saying? Phase 3, look at the MR. Getting characters to master. You're starting to see consistent increase. 4, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Low 1400s. Now it's upper half of 1400, closer to 15. And here we are in phase 5. You know what I'm saying? E Honda, Dhalsim, Gayu, all over 1450. My most recent characters I was able, so you know, my next goal is to just, 1700. So hopefully that could be Ryu, but I think that's the next goal, is just having 1700 MR. Keep getting better, that type of stuff. Oh, last thing, let's look at the matchups. Lit MR. Alright. And we'll just do the matchups. We'll just do that from ranked. Akuma was not that tough, bro. Honestly, I don't know if Akuma beats Dawson. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm just not playing good enough Akumas. But I feel like the people that are beating me would beat me even if they wasn't playing Akuma. You know what I'm saying? They're just better at the game than I am. And Akuma just happens to be the character they lose. But from what I could see just in tools versus tools, I don't think Akuma can beat Dawson. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Terry is a tough one. I don't know. I feel like his tools don't do really well. I feel like his tools do really well against Dawson. My win percentage was 42%. Yeah. All right, he's a tough character, but it was new. So I feel like I got better strategy as I played him more. But the stuff that I was seeing wasn't easy, even at the earlier stages of him being out. It wasn't easy to deal with. Like his ground fireball is a pain in the ass for Dawson, because I can't really press buttons on the ground like I normally would. So the whole match starts with me dealing with how they use power wave and round wave, or whatever that shit's called. The fireball, and then the one that hits directly in front of them. So how do I deal with that? And then how do I deal with the burning knuckle? I really haven't seen too many people use crack shoot outside of combos. But it's really just burning knuckle in the round wave, power wave, that type of stuff. But yeah, I don't know if he wins that one. Ryu's another Shoto, nothing special. It's really about the key player. If they're a better player, they have answers. You know, I honestly, I thought I did worse against Ryu than what this appears to be. Ken's tough. The fireball drive rush makes it difficult with Ken. Plus the the kick. What's the shit called when he flies forward? I'm forgetting the name of the move. It's his neutral skip move with kick, like the DP motion kick. Um, I'm mad I'm not remembering it, but that makes it difficult to kind of play Ken sometimes. Plus, obviously, the Genrai loops. Um, Cammy's are actually a really tough matchup sometimes. I started understanding more about what to do, so as of late, I felt like I was winning a little bit more. But tough matchup. Bison, tough matchup, just because of first you got to understand about you not being able to throw fireballs. So with Cammy and Bison, you have to be real wary about how you throw fireballs because they go right through them and they go through them on reaction. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. That's gonna happen. And then the strike throw mix because of the Oki they get. So you know, for those two in particular, it's kind of like the same thing. You don't have to deal with the dive kick from Bison, but you got to deal with the head stomp, devil's reverse shit. Cammy, the dive kick is tough to deal with, but once you learn how to do that, the match changes slightly. It's still difficult because every knockdown she gets, she's right back in front of you. And honestly, the easiest way to beat Dhalsim is to just strike throw. Don't give him a chance to get away once you get the knockdown. Like once you knock down Dhalsim, if he don't have level 3, you can for sure get at least 2 or 3 grabs off. You know, if you know what you're doing. You know, depending on your character. But you know, button grab was really tough to deal with for me. I would have to kind of spend more time developing a response to that. But just in my play, I just take the throw. I wasn't even trying to beat it. I just if you gonna throw me 8 times, then cool. That's how you gonna win. But most people don't want to win by throwing you 8 times. They want to hit you with that fat combo. So my whole thought process has been throw me 8 times. But I'm gonna sit here and just wait. I'll wait for you to shimmy or something. And Dhalsim sweep actually beats shimmies really well. Like there's a couple characters where they have far-reaching normals that they can use to punish your sweep after you've whiffed the sweep. Like they look like you would think they're going to shimmy where they walk back and walk back in, but they walk back and then keep going back and punish the sweep. And his sweep is actually pretty fast. So it's not easy to do, but I ran into a couple characters that was doing it. I can't remember who specifically because it's not something that I use in every match. It was one match in particular where it happened, but it hasn't happened often enough for me to like who can do this and who can't. So that's Cammy and Bison for real. I don't like playing either of them. They're both tough matches. Obviously, it looks like I've lost to Bison a little bit more. It was tough early on, but once I understood the fireball war with him, he became significantly easier to play. Like fireball, and then what to do up close, like when you in the 2 light button range with Ed. That was really I had to learn when to press and when not to press against Ed because it wasn't so simple with how his lights hit in comparison to Dhalsim, because Dhalsim really only has 2 4-frame light normals. One is standing light punch and the other one is the light slide. And light slide is cool to like interrupt stuff, but it's not something that you would use all the time. Like when you trade in light normals, sometimes. And then like crouch and medium punch is kind of difficult to space sometimes against Ed because of how some of his moves hit. Plus he has like the flickers. But as I learned how to do that and then deal with the fireball stuff, I got past it. And so I don't think it's that difficult to match up. Jury was tough just because of the drive rush, medium punch. You know what I'm saying? Her strike throw was really tough. So the juries that beat me the most are like, they really didn't do much other than just get the knockdown, strike throw. But like once you give up with jury, because jury struggles against fireball characters because her fireball doesn't clash with other fireballs. So if you're not good with like perfect parry, drive rush, and your jump timings, once you get in that spot where you ain't strike throwing, you know, the the difficulty goes down. So it just depended on if the person was really gonna commit. Just like I'm gonna fucking throw you, strike throw, shimmy, strike. You know what I'm saying? And rotate those options, and then take advantage when I made a mistake, like pressing when I should, like using the frame traps, using the strike throw, shimmy, you know, rock paper scissors shit. Geef is a tough matchup once you let him get in. If you can keep him out, that's just easy. But every Geef I play, bro, is just straight up for it, and they coming at you. And if you don't have the right anti-air to keep them out, you gonna get thrown at least once, maybe twice, and they're not gonna give you a chance to get away. And getting thrown twice by Geef, that's 60% health. If you're lucky, it might be more if you tried to jump away first. Aki wasn't that bad once I, got used to playing. I still lost quite a bit. But it's just winning when they knock you down. And again, I think that kind of changed when I started understanding how to just take throws in certain situations. Like a lot of her big damage comes from you pressing buttons, but at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they're not gonna throw you 10 times. They not. And if they do, then cool. You just won throwing somebody 10 times. It's not fun. You probably won't want to play again. But if you don't press those buttons, she never gets the big damage. You know what I'm saying? So like with her, take the throw and block the overhead, and then I just wait for my turn, because eventually they give me one, and then you just got to take advantage when you get your turn, because you might have taken 4 throws. You know what I'm saying? So you still lost 40% health. Where was I? Manon. Oops. Manon was a tough one. I'm surprised this is 50%, because I couldn't keep her out at all. And it felt like once they got in, it's just like any other grappler, bro. Like, and with Manon in particular, her command grab comes off so fucking smooth off of any of her buttons. Like, it don't even have to combo. It'll be like crouching light kick, command grab, medium punch, command grab, light command grab, light button drive rush, command grab. Like, you just be like, it doesn't make sense when she does it, because and everybody do it. They all do it at different times. So and Dhalsim's not a character that like. And I think I'll probably have to spend more time with how I'm utilizing my normals and applying pressure, because I can't. It's really hard to just keep her out, because her jump heavy kick is so fucking strong. Like, even when I get the anti-air, it trades. Most times I don't get it though, and then they just land right in front of me, and then I don't get in command grab. So I think I will have to try to figure out how to maybe just start the game bringing pressure to her. Just thinking about that strategy out loud. DJ. DJ was tough. Again, I'm surprised the win percentage is so high, because I felt like I lost to him more. But his fireball is like a little larger. It feels like, So I have to float higher to make sure I don't get hit by it, especially when he does the OD version. His jumping knee, you have to anti-air that, because if he's able to get that, then you're dealing with strike throw, and any of the DJs that are heavy on that, it's too easy to just get mixed up. And then with sway, once you there sitting, but a lot of the DJs I played, I think too, weren't using sway effectively. Like the only time they did it was like when they were going for the OD move overhead, and I would just DI that shit. Like they never did any feints or stuff like that. So I think that was part of it. But it wasn't a tough matchup. But it's not easy. I've seen some people say DJ has the advantage. I don't know if I see that. But the fireball part is a pain in the ass. But slide beats that shit. You just got to space slide correctly. It's a little harder to maybe do the drill over his fireballs too, for that same reason. Marissa was pretty straightforward. Just zone her out. She ain't got a lot of tools to get in. And she ain't got a lot of tools to really keep you there once she gets in. So, I think Dhalsim probably outright wins that one. It's Rashid. Rashid, the mobility, fireballs. I just didn't get a plant. Like, the strike throw was heavy with Rashid. It's just tough. And a lot of what he do, like, a lot of his stuff is based off of, like, the whiff punishings. Like, people walk back and press buttons, and his shit is just fast enough to, like, beat out crouch and medium punch and shit like that. So I think I have to explore how to use my normals more, but it's not easy. I can keep Rashid out a little bit, but I didn't have consistent answers for the super jump. Like after he does his charged tornado, and he could do the super jump, and he jumps right over my head. I really didn't have a consistent answer for that. So when they started doing stuff like that, it was too easy for them to get around the screen the way they wanted. So once I spent some more time on that, I think I could have handled him better. But in the end, he had a lot of ways to just get in and get the knockdown and then do strike throw. And his overhead, you know what I'm saying? So like his overhead ain't really based off of drive rush. Like you can just do it sometimes, and it's fast enough where you look watching other stuff and he'll just get cracked, take a free hit. Next thing you know, you pressing a button because you got hit, and then you get counter hit, and then it's a combo, and then it's a combo extension, and now you got 30% health in the corner, and you guessing for game because he about to build level 2. So, I mean that's Rashid, but I think maybe I just wasn't good enough with some of my defensive options to really take advantage of what Dhalsim had to offer against Rashid. But I think we dig into that some more. You can figure some shit out. The guy I thought was gonna be tough, but once I started paying attention to like my spacing on the screen, like not trying to fight him full screen, and being comfortable being right in front of him and pressing buttons at certain times, it became easier. I think as of late I've been doing more. I've been doing better against Gayu. But I think it's really easy to get caught into like that. You get full screen, you shooting fireballs, and then you try to pick a spot and teleport in. And any Gayu worth their shit gonna be holding down 60% of the time at least. Even when you're pressing buttons, you could have them motherfuckers in a combo and they're holding down, waiting for you to either mess up or for their turn, and you're gonna catch that flash kick. So if you try to jump away, take this flash kick with you, Mr. Floaty Jump. You know what I'm saying? So that's Gayu. I haven't played better ones that really deviated from that. Like a lot of the ones I played, I don't think the neutral was that great. I think I didn't have a strategy a lot of the time. And then once I had a strategy about the space I wanted to be in and stuff like that, matchup became easier. Chun-Li actually felt like a difficult matchup. I'm surprised that the win percentage is even 46%. I think a lot of people don't know the Dhalsim matchup. But I think tools to tools, I think Chun-Li probably beat the fuck out of Dawson. You know what I'm saying? I really struggle keeping her out because of her jump arc and the jumping normals that she has. Then she has the slow fireball, and then she has the OD fireball that's very fast. I didn't like the matchup, especially with her ability to mix you after she gets knocked out. It's really a pain in the ass. So like the one thing I would try to do is block the overhead. I'd rather you sweep me than get the overhead, but you don't want to get swept 6 times either, nor do you want to catch, medium kick, crouch a medium kick, drive rush. You know what I'm saying? So like trying to, but there are certain areas where it's gonna be overhead. It's not gonna be crouch, or you feel like it. It's gonna be like when she go into the stances and stuff like that. Like you'll your thought is always to block the medium kick, but she has to come out the stance for that. That overhead hits lightweight in the stance a different way. So just trying to know when you're going to block that overhead, I think will probably be the key. But I'm still struggling with Chun-Li a lot. I've been watching some Chun-Li players trying to see like what they do commonly to kind of give me a better idea on how I'm going to defend against it. Jamie, once there's kind of like patterns that I try to use when I'm dealing with a character that likes to drive rush forward. So just having like that strategy, like I'm going to do headbutt, teleport, fireball, like that type of stuff, to where like I hit him with the headbutt and teleport back, and then typically they'll drive rush there and I throw a fireball and they run into it. But and then after seeing him so much, I'm kind of getting better at blocking some of his commonly used stuff. So again, 53% is cool. I thought it would be worse. JP, I need more data. I haven't played like really good JPs. I think people just started playing JP again because of the buffs he got. But I think Dawson get around a lot of his shit, like the spikes and all of that. He gets around that really well. Like you could just teleport on the ground sometimes if you had a read. Like they gonna just throw another one, and they all do like, they got like the sequence where they do like back to back spikes to keep you locked in. But you can't do that shit on Dawson. So I don't even jump. I just teleport, and then it's so fast that you get a punish counter throw because they not recovered yet from the spikes. Honda's not a tough matchup if you know how to play Honda. You know what I'm saying? Or play against Honda, I should say, knowing like what he does. But it's not easy either because he got good tools against Dawson. So you have to be patient. You got to kind of have a strategy on what you're going to do when you block a headbutt. You got to know what you're going to do when you block a butt slam. And you got to maximize your damage because if he get in, he going to get his. And, and you probably, with Honda, you going to, unless they like do some crazy overcommitting, you're going to have to touch Honda like 4 or 5 times. And he really only got to touch you like 3 times if they know what they're doing. Kim was tough because of the mobility and her ability to extend combos, and then the Oki she get. Like a lot of her shit, bro, any knockdown, all she got to do is dash forward. And so then it's just constant strike throw with her. And then her fucking crouch and medium kick, bro, it's really good. And you don't have a DP, so you just got to block it or try to perfect parry. But I don't parry against Kim. Just you gonna have to throw me. Kim is another person like shit. Just throw me 10 times. That's how you gonna win. But you ain't gonna fucking catch me or shimmy me or have me pressing a button and getting whiff punished. But I haven't played her a lot. And you can see I'm not winning for real either. It's 39%. But as of late, again, as I started really paying attention to what I'm doing on these throws, wake ups, I've done better against her. Like I just had those matches. You could see on my way to 1600. I beat a couple Kimberlys, a couple good ones. Luke, just another Shoto. Wasn't nothing special about it. I was really whooping Luke ass. But I just haven't played him enough. I don't even see how I lost, 50%. I would like to see those. But Luke is a Shoto, so really it's really about how good the actual player is. But In terms of tools, Luke ain't really doing shit that any of the other shotos ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to think. I mean, the shoulder charge shit. Like I've seen some people try to do that, but that's so easy to react to. It's just normal shoto stuff. So you either gonna beat him. You know, I mean, most of the shotos I'm right around 50%. Is that Luke? Luke is 51. Ken 45. Ryu 52. Akuma 53. So Ken was probably Ken and Terry were probably, if you count Terry as a shoto, Ken and Terry are probably the toughest shotos. And really, for similar reasons, like they have forward advancing, neutral skip moves that, you know, are just difficult for Dhalsim to deal with. Like, you kind of have to block them, but when you block them, they're plus, and now you in the mix. You strike throw, and then that's not a good spot for Dhalsim. So with Terry, it's Burning Knuckle, and with Ken, it's Dragon Lash. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Ken also has the Fireball, the OD Fireball Drive Rush. So both of them moves, you can kind of see like how those hit, like a spear, and they hit, and then they're plus, and then they'll just go in and strike throw shit. Which, you know, if you're able to do that immediately at the start of a round against Dhalsim and get 3-4 throws off, now you got a nice life lead. You know, it's easier to get them wins against them. So those are about the same, and that's what I think about the shuttle shit. So Luke is on the other side, like I mean, for real, Akuma could do it too, but a lot of Akuma shit, everybody tries to start it from the air. And that in particular is not good against Dhalsim because I literally can just snipe them out. So a lot of times, round start, they trying to do like demon flips and shit. Get the fuck out the air. Get the fuck out the air. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's more of a knowledge thing for the Akuma players that I've been running into. They just approach wrong. But the ones that approach right is closer to dealing with like a Ken. The Dhalsim matchup was easy. Like playing Dhalsim, a lot of the Dhalsim I was playing were terrible, like really bad. So I've only played 55, but just being patient and sitting there and waiting, they were beating themselves. Like that shit was hilarious. Lily, just strike throw. Lily is not that tough to deal with. You just don't want to let her get started with like getting her win stocks, which with Dhalsim, as long as I would just creep forward a little bit where I knew I was in range, but they wouldn't believe I was in range. And then you just see them go to win stock, smack them. And then they would try to do it again. Like Lily, who else be trying to stock shit? Jamie, Jury, not so much. Jury, her shit would have hit you if they tried to, if you tried to snipe it at the wrong time. Is there anybody else that stock? Am I missing? Honda. Yeah, Honda would try to stock. Kimberly would try to stock, but that's only after they use the 2 cans. But if she didn't got 2 cans off on you, nigga, on Dhalsim, you probably already lost. Like, you watching that stock, they doing that just because. But if Kimberly get 2 cans off on you as Dhalsim, you probably already lost the match, or you about to. So that was the one thing I would do. Like anybody that's trying to stock, you know, I would just walk forward to right where they would think I wasn't in range, let them start, and just sometimes I would get 4 or 5 hits. They would just keep trying. It would be funny. Blanca, I just know Blanca, and actually, you know, once you have those light conversions with Dhalsim, he does really well against some of the stuff that Blanca do, because you know it puts him right there in front of you. And a lot of times he not plus. And you could just punt at you any bad Blanca balls. They can't do the arching Blanca ball, whatever that, the rainbow ball. They can't do that because his back medium punch just knocks that shit out the air. It don't matter what version it is. But yeah, so that was it. A lot of tough matchups, but I don't think any of them are unwinnable. And that's the thing. Every character I've played, I've never felt like a matchup was unwinnable. I just felt like I needed to do more work on it because there were windows and opportunities for me to do stuff, and I wasn't doing it. And that's what I like about this game, bro. Like, Shit might be difficult, but I've never played anybody where it felt like there wasn't an answer if I was willing to put in the work and find it. You know what I'm saying? But there are things in my gameplay that carry over from character to character. I want those to be on point before I spend the time developing a character where I'm answering everything. But my process in learning how to develop a character and answer situations has become far more efficient. And now that I've completed that, it's officially time to move on to Ryu.